20 people have been killed in a head-on collision between a bus and a cash and transit van in Limpopo.
The Provincial Transport Department says the crash happened on the N1 highway in Louis Trichardt just yesterday. Over 60 other people have been injured. They've been taken to nearby hospitals. The cause of that crash is still under investigation. But let's get you the latest. We're joined now by Limpopo Transport Department spokesperson Tidimalo Chuene. Joins us on the line this morning. Tidimalo, thanks very much indeed for coming on. Really shocking, this latest road traffic incident. A number of lives lost. What do you know so far about, what happened, what caused the crash?
Well, good morning. The report that we have is that the accident happened yesterday at around 5 in the evening. Obviously, passengers would be people who are commuting either from work to school to their various homes. We know that it happened on the N1. 29 near a place called Mashobela. And the report that we have is that a cash in transit vehicle was overtaking. It lost control and collided head-on with an oncoming bus. We also know that the bus fell through a barrier or embankment and fell through down, and there's something like a river down there. We're told that it fell on its side. There are people who were trapped under the bus. It's only after when they tilted the bus that they found almost 14 other people who were trapped. The 61 who are injured, 10 of them sustained very serious injuries. 16 is moderate and 35 is minor injuries, and they've been taken to hospitals around Wembe district, that is Makado, Elim and Silo. But what we also know or have in the pipeline is that SAP's diving team has been activated just to comb the area and just to ascertain that we've not left anyone behind, because if you check, our rescue operations were overnight. It was dark, it was drizzling, so we're still double checking just to make sure that everyone is accounted for.
Excuse me, Tidimalo, do we know whether the bus driver or the driver of the cash in transit van has survived? Because I imagine if that is the case, they would be able to shed some light on, the moments that led to the crash as well.
The report that I have indicates that the drivers are amongst those who sustained moderate injuries.
Really gruesome details that you've outlined for us insofar as the people who were found dead as a result of this crash. That particular stretch of the N1 in Louis Trichardt in Limpopo, is it notorious for accidents of this nature?
I wouldn't say notorious yet, but I've seen a number of accidents which is a cause for concern, and of course we'll be getting those details from our traffic management team. But yes, in December there was an accident, a horrific one that claimed 6 lives just around that area. But also just to indicate that it's an upward steep, the minute you drive from Makado towards Musina. There are areas where it's one lane, there are areas where there are barrier lines, and we've had a lot of incidents where people actually overtake in those areas, and some of these acts have resulted in accidents.
Yeah, fair to say that that's an issue on our roads around the country, right? So insofar as you mentioned to us, and this is information that we got earlier as well, that diving teams are also on the scene to try and ascertain whether any of the people who were involved in that crash may have been swept away in that nearby body of water. Any news on that yet?
We don't have anything yet, but we're hoping that there will be something coming through later in the day.
Tidimalo Chuene, let me thank you for your time this morning. Limpopo's the Transport Department spokesperson joining us on the line there as we bring you the latest on another horrific crash that happened on the N1 in Louis Trichardt. That's in Limpopo just yesterday. 20 people have been killed and more than 60 others have been hospitalized with serious to moderate injuries. We'll be tracking that story just insofar as what led to the crash.